Initial 911 call came in at 10:57 p.m. on December 11, 2020. Dispatcher. 911. What is the nature of your emergency? Caller. I don't know. I don't know if it's an emergency, but could you please send someone? Dispatcher. Do you need police or is this a medical emergency? Caller. Could you send an officer out? I don't know. It might just be some kids messing around or something, but… Caller goes quiet for a few seconds. Dispatcher. Hello. Caller. I'd feel better if someone came out to check. Dispatcher. What is your address? Caller. 1056, redacted. Dispatcher. And what is your name? Caller. It's Aaron Feller. Dispatcher. Okay, Aaron. I have officers on the way. What's going on? Aaron Feller. Well, I was calling my dog in from the backyard and she was growling at something out there. I couldn't see what though. I finally got her to come inside, and the second I closed the door and locked it, something smacked into the glass window. Not hard enough to break it, but it was hard enough to rattle the door. Dispatcher. What time was this? Aaron Feller. About 5 minutes ago. Dispatcher. Were you able to see anyone? Aaron Feller. No. There's blinds on my back door and they were down, but I heard the doorknob jiggling a few times before I called you. Caller tries to quiet her dog who can be heard growling. Aaron Feller. I yelled that I was calling the police and the noises stopped, but, like I said, it could be some kids, but I don't know. Dispatcher. Okay. And have you heard any other noises since then? Aaron Feller. No. Just the door. But my dog's still growling. Dispatcher. Okay. I have an officer en route to you, Aaron. Are the doors and windows locked? Aaron Feller. Yes, they're locked. Dispatcher. Alright, an officer should be out to you shortly. Stay inside and keep the doors locked until the officer arrives, okay? Aaron Feller. Okay. Thank you. Dispatcher. You're welcome. Call ended. Officer Collier was dispatched to the location. He saw no signs of any persons around the property. He did note that the dog was still anxious and growling at the back door. He advised Ms. Feller to keep her doors locked and call if she should see or hear anything else. 911 call came in at 1:27 a.m. December 12, 2020. Dispatcher. 911. What is your emergency? Aaron Feller. It's me again. Can you send an officer back out, please? Caller is in obvious distress and breathing rapidly. Dispatcher. Is this for 1056 redacted? Aaron Feller. Yes. Someone was just looking in through my front window. Can you just send someone? Dispatcher. I have an officer en route to you. You said you saw someone looking through your windows? Aaron Feller. Yes. I was in bed, but Ginger, my dog, ran to the front door, growling. I pulled up the blinds a bit but didn't see anything at first. Then I saw a face pop up, but just the top of their head and eyes. Like they were playing peekaboo or something. I screamed and Ginger started barking and going nuts, and the person popped down out of view again. Breathing is erratic. Dispatcher. How long ago was this? Aaron Feller. A few minutes ago. They popped up again, just before I called you. But they went back down under the window. I'm in my bedroom now. Dispatcher. Did you recognize the person, ma'am? Aaron Feller. No. I only saw their eyes and the top of their head. But they looked, I don't know, like a mime or something. Dispatcher. A mime. Aaron Feller. Yes. White makeup on their face and head. Unintelligible, really disturbing. Dispatcher. Okay. I want you to stay on the phone with me until the officer arrives. Just stay in your room until you hear them. Aaron Feller. Okay. Dispatcher. Does your bedroom door have a lock? Aaron Feller. Yes. It's locked. Dispatch stayed on the line with Ms. Feller until officers arrived. Officers arrived and announced themselves 11 minutes later, and the call was terminated. Officers Copeland and Laurie arrived on scene to find Aaron Feller in great distress. Ms. Feller claimed to have seen a mime at her door. Officers noted that Ms. Feller did not seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Ms. Feller seemed anxious but lucid. Ms. Feller pointed out to the officers where she'd seen the suspect peering through her window. The glass had no visible marks on it other than a smear of white paint. Officers were able to see 2 impressions in the dirt just underneath a windowsill outside the laundry room. Officers stated the impressions looked as if someone had been standing barefoot on the tips of their toes. Officers checked the area and the field surrounding the home and found a trail of footprints leading away from the home to the woods behind Ms. Feller's home. When followed, the footprints seemed to be erratic and moving around in a zigzag pattern. The print stopped abruptly at a large tree, but there were no signs of any persons in the tree. The footprints looked to be made by someone who was barefoot and walking solely on their toes. Officers checked the woods but found nothing of note. Officers spoke with the closest neighbors, a half a mile down the road. The neighbors stated they hadn't heard or seen anything out of the ordinary. Officers reminded Ms. Feller to keep her doors locked and advised her to call back if the person or persons returned. 911 call came in at 3:41 a.m. on December 12, 2020. Dispatcher. 911, what is your emerge, Aaron Feller? I need the police now. Caller is in obvious distress. The sound of her dog can be heard barking in the background. Dispatcher. Is this for 1056 redacted, Aaron Feller? Yes. I just saw that person looking in my bedroom window. I was asleep and heard tapping on my window, and when I looked up that face was pressed up against the glass. How long before the police get here? Caller can be heard breathing rapidly and sounds as if she's moving around the house. Dispatcher. I have officers en route to you now, Ms. Feller. Can you lock yourself in your bedroom? Aaron Feller. No. It was still tapping on the glass when I left. It keeps smiling at me. I'm upstairs in my office. It has a lock. Caller tries to calm her dog. Dispatcher. Okay, Aaron Feller. It was smiling at me. And like mouthing words or something, but I don't know what. They didn't have eyelids. Caller whimpers. Dispatcher. Okay, Aaron. Just stay calm, officers are not far from you. Aaron Feller. I don't understand why caller goes quiet and the sound of her dog growling can be heard. Dispatcher. Are you there? Aaron Feller. Whispering, I heard something. I think they're in the house. Dispatcher. You can stay quiet if you need to. I'm still on the line. Aaron Feller. It sounds like unintelligible, wait. A muffled metallic sound can be heard followed by a scream and barking. Aaron Feller. Oh my god. Caller screams and sounds to be running. A door slams. Aaron Feller. Ginger. Come here. Sobbing. Dispatcher. Aaron. Are you alright? Can you tell me what's happening? A full minute passes with no response to dispatcher's questions. Caller can be heard trying to calm her dog. Dispatcher. Aaron Feller. I'm in. Hello. Dispatcher. I'm here. Aaron Feller. I'm in the downstairs bathroom. Where are the police? Caller is out of breath. Dispatcher. They're 4 minutes out, Aaron. They're doing their best to get to you as fast as they can. Just try and remain calm. You're doing great. Aaron Feller. It got inside the fucking vent. God. Dispatcher. Aaron, did you say the person was inside your vents? Can you clarify what you mean? Aaron Feller. Caller is speaking quietly, like the fucking vent the heat comes out of. I heard something moving in there, and I bent down to flip open the vent and saw that white face staring out. Caller sounds to be hyperventilating. Dispatcher. How big are your air vents, Aaron? Aaron Feller. The standard size. I don't know. 6 inches or so. Not big enough for a fucking person to crawl through. But they did. Dispatcher. Okay. Take deep breaths. Officers are less than 2 minutes out. Aaron Feller. Oh my god. Why is it taking so long? Dispatcher. Just keep the door locked and Aaron Feller. I think. Caller goes quiet. Aaron Feller. Whispering, I hear it moving around in the vents. Unintelligible tapping on it. Dispatcher. It's okay to remain quiet. I'm here. Do you have anything you can use as a weapon? Aaron Feller. Whispering, I have the towel bar. Crying. Aaron Feller. Screams, oh my god. It's poking its fingers through. A door slams, followed by screams and high-pitched laughter. Caller sounds to be running. Laughing grows louder, almost mechanical in nature. Call ends. Officers McQuarrie and Pape arrived on scene approximately 56 seconds later. The front door was open prior to their arrival, and there were obvious signs of a struggle throughout the home. Officers called out to Ms. Feller but did not get a response. Officer Pape found the dog in the downstairs laundry room staring into the air vent and whimpering. The dog had obvious cuts and scrapes around its snout and paws from attempting to enter the air vent. Traces of white makeup were found on most of the windows in the home, on the inside of the glass. After a thorough investigation, officers collected blood and hair samples inside 4 of the vents throughout the home, along with fingernails that were embedded in one of the grates. More traces of white paint were found inside all of the vents in the home. Hair samples matched the hair length and color of Ms. Feller's. It is noted that all of the vents in the home were measured at 6x10, much too small for a person to move through or even fit inside. To date, Ms. Feller is still missing, and there is a reward for any information leading to her whereabouts.